in a shocking twist that no one saw coming. The internet is buzzing with whispers that could shake one of reality TV's most talked about families to its core. Reports are swirling around social media claiming that something went down between Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees. And if the rumors are true, this might just be the biggest scandal to ever hit the Mendeecees household. Fans are flooding comment sections demanding answers and wondering how this could possibly happen under Mendeecees' watch. According to online chatter, things between the two may have gotten far too close for comfort. And when Mendeecees supposedly found out, emotions exploded like never before. The man known for keeping his cool reportedly lost it, cutting off his own son and sending shockwaves through the entire love and hip-hop community. Screenshots, reactions, and cryptic posts have only added fuel to the fire, leaving fans divided over what's real and what's pure internet chaos. Now, everyone's asking the same burning question: did Brooklyn really cross the line? Or is this all just another rumor gone too far? Stay tuned, because the truth, whatever it is, could change everything for the Harris family. The rumors began quietly, like a whisper traveling through the digital wind, but within hours, it turned into a full-blown storm that no one could ignore. The story was everywhere: screenshots, fan reactions, and even cryptic posts from accounts that claimed to be close to the Harris family. It all started when a blurry video clip began circulating online, showing what appeared to be Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees together at a private gathering. The clip itself wasn't too revealing, but the way they looked at each other, the subtle gestures, and the chemistry between them were enough for fans to start speculating. Within minutes, comment sections were on fire. People began tagging Mendeecees, asking if he'd seen what was happening under his nose. At first, no one believed it. After all, Brooklyn had always been around the family as a friend, someone playful, loud, and funny, the kind of person who brought energy wherever she went. Lil Mendeecees, being young and easygoing, often hung out with her on lives, gaming streams, and parties, so their closeness wasn't anything new. But the internet has a way of twisting things. And when that video spread with captions like, "Look at the way she's smiling at him," everything started to shift. By the next morning, blogs were already writing headlines using words like alleged and rumored, but the implication was clear. They were painting a picture that something inappropriate might have happened. Fans flooded Yandy's posts with comments asking how she felt about the situation. She stayed silent, which only made people talk more. Mendeecees, on the other hand, had been quiet too, but silence can sometimes speak louder than words. Then came the turning point. A close source, someone who claimed to be in the same circle as Lil Mendeecees, dropped a voice note on a gossip page. The voice sounded emotional, saying that Mendeecees had lost it after seeing the clip. According to that source, he called his son immediately, demanding an explanation. The conversation didn't go well. Lil Mendeecees apparently tried to laugh it off, saying people were overreacting and that he and Brooklyn were just friends. But Mendeecees wasn't having it. Years of protecting his image and working hard to rebuild his family after past controversies had made him extra cautious about anything that could tarnish their name. Behind the scenes, tensions were reportedly rising. Lil Mendeecees was defensive, feeling like his father didn't trust him, while Brooklyn was being dragged online. She posted a few stories saying, "People always trying to create drama out of nothing, and y'all so weird." But instead of calming things down, those posts only made people wonder why she was so bothered. Some fans even claim she deleted old pictures and comments that might have looked too friendly toward Lil Mendeecees, which added more fuel to the fire. Family friends tried to step in. A few of them went on live saying folks should stop assuming things about young people just because they hang out. But it was too late. The narrative had already taken on a life of its own. The drama wasn't just about a rumor anymore. It had become about loyalty, image, and pride. For Mendeecees, who had always prided himself on being a strong father figure, the idea that his own son might be involved in something that could embarrass the family was too much to handle. Days later, reports claimed that an intense family meeting took place. It wasn't filmed, but someone close to the situation described it as heated. Mendeecees confronted Lil Mendeecees directly, asking him if there was any truth to what people were saying. Lil Mendeecees, frustrated and hurt, said it was all lies, that he was tired of being judged for every friendship he had. But his father wasn't convinced. According to The Insider, Mendeecees felt like his son wasn't taking responsibility for how things looked publicly. And that kind of carelessness was unacceptable. It was said that the argument got loud. Yandy reportedly tried to mediate, reminding both of them that social media drama shouldn't destroy their bond. But the tension between father and son had already reached a boiling point. Mendeecees, known for being protective and proud, told his son that actions have consequences. He reminded him that everything they had worked for, every bit of reputation they'd rebuilt after years of being in the spotlight, could crumble with one careless rumor. When Lil Mendeecees walked out of that room, he didn't speak to his father for days. Brooklyn, meanwhile, was quiet on her socials, posting random stories about focusing on herself and ignoring negativity. But the silence didn't help. Instead, more blogs picked up the story, each adding their own sources and insiders. Some even claimed that Mendeecees had made a drastic decision to distance himself from his son completely until things settled down. Whether it was true or not, fans believed it. Hashtags started trending, with people debating who was right and who was wrong. Some said Mendeecees overreacted, that he should have trusted his son more. Others argued that, as a father, he was right to draw the line if he felt the family name was being disrespected. The tension grew even more when an alleged text exchange between Brooklyn and a friend leaked online. The messages, though not confirmed, hinted that she was feeling betrayed and used, leading people to think that something indeed had happened between her and Lil Mendeecees. Screenshots of those messages went viral, and the internet exploded with speculation. As the rumors spiraled, Lil Mendeecees finally broke his silence. He went live looking tired but composed. He said he was done with people creating lies just to get attention. He didn't name Brooklyn directly, but said, "Sometimes people just want to see you fall, and I'm not giving them that satisfaction." Fans read between the lines, interpreting every sentence as a hidden message. Some thought he was protecting her. Others believed he was hiding the truth. Mendeecees, however, stayed quiet publicly, which only added to the mystery. For someone who usually speaks his mind, his silence was unusual. Insiders claimed he was furious behind closed doors, not because of what might have happened, but because of how things looked. For him, perception was everything. And now, that perception was spiraling out of control. When reports surfaced that Mendeecees had told his son to move out and learn responsibility, fans were stunned. They couldn't believe he'd go that far. But according to one outlet, it wasn't about punishment. It was about teaching a lesson. Mendeecees allegedly wanted Lil Mendeecees to understand the weight of his actions. Whether intentional or not, the internet was divided again. Some saw it as tough love. Others called it extreme. But for the Harris family, it wasn't just a trending topic, which was a fracture that would take time to heal. In the days that followed, the situation only grew more complicated. Brooklyn disappeared from social media altogether, and that sudden silence became its own form of noise. Fans began dissecting every old post, every comment she had ever left under Lil Mendeecees' pictures, piecing together a timeline that might prove something had been going on between them long before the rumors surfaced. Some even pointed out that the two had been spotted wearing similar jewelry pieces. It's a small chain with matching pendants that they once showed off in different videos months apart. Whether it was coincidence or something more, the internet didn't care. The narrative had already formed, and once the internet decides what the truth is, there's no turning back. Meanwhile, Lil Mendeecees was seen hanging out less with his usual circle. Paparazzi-style photos began circulating, showing him looking withdrawn, keeping his hoodie up, and avoiding the cameras. Insiders said that his relationship with his father had grown distant, that there were barely any conversations happening between them. Mendeecees, still angry and disappointed, was focusing on his work and staying away from the online mess. Some reports even suggested that he had made it clear to his team that his son would no longer be a part of any public appearances until things cooled down. For fans, it was heartbreaking. They had always loved seeing the father-son duo together, especially after everything the family had been through in the past. Their bond had symbolized strength and redemption. To see it now on shaky ground was painful for everyone watching. Yandy, trying to protect both sides, shared a cryptic post about families staying strong through storms. People instantly took it as confirmation that something serious had gone down. Even though she didn't name anyone, Brooklyn's friends began subtly defending her online. One of them posted, "It's crazy how y'all believe anything you see online. People can't even be friends anymore without rumors flying." Another friend commented, "If only y'all knew the real story." These small statements did nothing to calm things. In fact, they made it worse. Because now fans believed there was a real story, one that was being hidden. Theories flooded the internet. Some claimed Brooklyn had confessed something privately. Others believed Mendeecees had seen proof that made him snap. Then came a new wave of drama. A supposed recording surfaced, allegedly capturing part of an argument between Mendeecees and his son. The audio was poor quality, full of shouting and echo. But listeners claimed they heard Mendeecees saying, "You embarrassed me," and Lil Mendeecees replying, "It's not what you think." No one could confirm if the clip was real, but that didn't stop it from spreading like wildfire. YouTubers, blogs, and gossip pages analyzed every second of the muffled argument, each drawing their own conclusion. Within days, Mendeecees' kick son out started trending again. Some claimed that Lil Mendeecees had been asked to move into a separate apartment owned by one of the family's relatives. The phrasing, "kicked out," made it sound harsher than it probably was. But in the world of social media, exaggeration is everything. Fans posted emotional comments, saying they couldn't believe a rumor could tear a family apart like this. Brooklyn, still silent, broke her quiet streak with one single post, a black background, and the words, "Loyalty hits different when it's tested." It sent the internet into meltdown. People thought she was referring to Lil Mendeecees, suggesting maybe he hadn't defended her enough when the story broke. Others believed she was throwing shade at Mendeecees himself. Whatever she meant, the post exploded across social media, reigniting the conversation that had just started to fade. Inside the family, things were tense. Yandy reportedly urged her husband to calm down, to remember that their son was still a teenager learning how to navigate fame and attention. But Mendeecees, feeling betrayed, saw things differently. He believed that his son should have known better than to allow any situation that could be twisted in this way. For him, it wasn't about what did or didn't happen, it was about respect and responsibility. The emotional distance between father and son grew. Lil Mendeecees stopped posting on social media altogether, which only made fans more suspicious. Brooklyn's name became a trending topic multiple times over the next week. Some fans began attacking her online, while others defended her, saying she was being unfairly targeted because of a rumor she didn't start. The entire situation had turned into a public soap opera, with everyone picking sides, but behind closed doors, Lil Mendeecees was struggling. Friends close to him said he felt like no one believed him, that his father had judged him before even hearing his side properly. He reportedly told one of his cousins that he felt like he had lost both his family and his reputation over something that wasn't even real. Brooklyn, meanwhile, confided in a mutual friend that she felt set up, like someone had purposely leaked that video to cause chaos. That theory caught fire online. People began speculating that maybe a third person had started all this for clout. Someone jealous of Brooklyn's closeness to the family, or someone wanting attention. Several gossip blogs claimed to have exclusive sources, saying that the clip had been edited to look more intimate than it actually was. But by then, the damage was already done. In the middle of all the noise, Mendeecees posted a message on his page that read, "When you give people everything, sometimes they forget who you are." It wasn't clear who he was referring to, but everyone assumed it was aimed at his son. Comments poured in, with fans either supporting him or begging him to forgive Lil Mendeecees. The situation had become more than a scandal. It had turned into a public test of loyalty between a father and his child. For weeks, there was no peace. Every move the family made was dissected online. Every post, every story, every silence became part of the narrative. Rumors even began suggesting that producers from Love and Hip Hop had approached them about addressing the drama on camera. That alone made fans go crazy, wondering if this whole thing would play out in front of everyone's eyes next season. Behind the curtain, however, it wasn't entertainment, it was real tension. Friends who had once laughed together now avoided being seen in the same place. Brooklyn stopped going to events altogether, afraid of the judgmental looks and constant whispers. Lil Mendeecees, though quiet, was reportedly trying to rebuild trust with his father, but it wasn't easy. The wounds were still fresh, and pride stood between them like a wall. Neither wanted to climb over first, even as the public slowly moved on to new stories. Those close to the family said the energy hadn't been the same. It was like a cloud of discomfort hovered over every interaction, every dinner, every conversation. Mendeecees loved his son deeply. That was never in doubt, but in his eyes, the trust that had been broken was something that couldn't be easily repaired. And for Lil Mendeecees, the pain of being doubted by the one person he admired most was something he didn't know how to handle. The drama, it seemed, wasn't over yet, and every whisper, every glance, every rumor that resurfaced threatened to pull the family further apart. Weeks later, what had started as a social media rumor had grown into something much deeper and more painful for everyone involved. The Harris family was no longer just dealing with gossip. They were dealing with the fallout of broken trust. Lil Mendeecees had moved into a relative's place temporarily. And though it wasn't exactly being kicked out in the traditional sense, everyone around them knew what it meant. The distance between father and son wasn't just physical, it was emotional. And that kind of distance, once it settles in, it's hard to bridge. Sources close to the family describe the mood in the house as heavy. Yandy tried to keep things together, but even she couldn't hide the sadness in her voice when she spoke about family challenges during a recent live stream. Fans picked up on it instantly, sending her messages of support, while others demanded to know the truth about what was really happening between Mendeecees and his son. Still, no one from the family gave a clear statement. The silence made people fill in the blanks themselves, and the internet, as always, had its theories ready. One gossip blog claimed that Brooklyn had tried to reach out to Yandy directly, wanting to clear the air and explain her side of the story. The blog alleged that Brooklyn felt heartbroken about the situation, saying she never wanted things to get this far. But when she supposedly tried to reach Mendeecees, he refused to meet. According to an insider, he didn't want to hear any more excuses. He was done discussing it. For him, actions spoke louder than words, and what he'd seen was enough. Meanwhile, Lil Mendeecees was torn between loyalty and pride. On one hand, he wanted to defend Brooklyn because he felt she was being unfairly targeted. On the other, he wanted his father's approval and forgiveness. Friends said he'd been quiet, spending most of his time either in the studio or away from social media altogether. His energy was different, less playful, more serious. He told one friend, "It's crazy how fast people turn on you. One day, you're the cool kid. Next day, you're the headline." Then came another twist, and old clip resurfaced from months earlier where Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees were joking around during a live stream. In the video, someone in the comments asked if they were dating, and Brooklyn laughed while Lil Mendeecees smirked and said, "You never know." At the time, it was harmless banter. But now, in the middle of the chaos, people replayed that clip with new meaning. It reignited everything, making it look like maybe the rumors weren't so baseless after all. The blogs feasted on it. Proof they were more than friends. One headline read. Another site posted side-by-side screenshots of their interactions, calling it undeniable chemistry. The story, once again, blew up overnight. Hashtags trended, reactions flooded in, and even people who had never watched Love and Hip Hop started talking about the so-called scandal. It was messy, emotional, and captivating, everything the internet loves for Mendeecees. This new wave of attention was the last straw. According to reports, he told those close to him that he was done protecting anyone who couldn't protect the family's image. He supposedly made a firm decision to cut ties financially until his son showed real maturity. Those words echoed online as if they had been shouted in public. Fans couldn't believe it. Mendeecees was really standing firm on his decision. The image of the once tight-knit family now seemed fractured beyond repair. Yandy tried to play peacemaker once again. Insiders said she urged her husband to remember how he had once made mistakes too, and how the only reason he had been able to rebuild was because someone gave him grace. But Mendeecees was stubborn. He felt like he had spent years working hard to rebuild his life, his name, and his credibility, only to watch his son risk it all for clout or worse. For a messy rumor. Brooklyn single quotes his name was everywhere again. She hadn't said a word since her last post, but fans began bombarding her comment sections asking if she really had feelings for Lil Mendeecees. A few people even claimed she'd moved to another city to escape the online hate. Some fans defended her, saying that if she and Lil Mendeecees had feelings for each other, it wasn't anyone's business. Others called her manipulative, claiming she had used him for attention. The public was completely divided. And then, out of nowhere, Lil Mendeecees made a move that caught everyone off guard. He posted a story late at night, a simple black screen with the words, "Sometimes you gotta lose everything to learn what matters most." No names, no explanations, just that one line. Within minutes, blogs were posting screenshots speculating that it was directed at his father. Fans filled the comments, urging him to make peace. Some begged Mendeecees to forgive his son, reminding him that family was everything. The next day, another clip surfaced, this time allegedly showing Brooklyn on live crying. In the short video, she could be heard saying, "I never meant to hurt anybody. People don't know what really happened." Before she could continue, she ended the live abruptly. It sent shockwaves through the fandom. What did she mean by that? Was it guilt? A confession? Or just exhaustion from being dragged online for weeks? Nobody knew, but everyone had their theories. For the first time in weeks, Mendeecees reportedly reached out to his son not to reconcile, but to set boundaries. According to a close friend, he told Lil Mendeecees that while he still loved him, he needed to understand the weight of his choices. It was his way of saying that forgiveness wouldn't come easily this time. Those who knew them said the conversation was calm but cold, a reflection of two people who loved each other deeply but were too hurt to express it. As for Brooklyn, her silence continued. Some insiders said she had decided to step back from the public eye for a while. She'd stopped attending events, turned down collaborations, and focused on her own projects privately. But even in her absence, her name lingered in headlines. Every time the family made a move, her name found its way back into the conversation. Meanwhile, Lil Mendeecees began focusing on music again, channeling his frustration and heartbreak into lyrics that fans immediately connected with. His newest snippet, which leaked online, included a line that said, "Blood don't feel like blood when trust disappears." Fans went wild, convinced it was about his father, whether it was or not. It showed that he was expressing his pain in the only way he knew how, through his art, behind the scenes. Though Yandy still hoped for reconciliation, she reportedly kept encouraging both sides to talk, telling them that the longer they stayed angry, the harder it would be to find their way back to each other. But pride is a heavy thing, and for now, both men stood on their separate sides, waiting for the other to make the first move. The story had started with a rumor, but now it had become something far more real, a test of loyalty, love, and family. And as much as everyone wanted closure, it seemed like no one was ready to give in just yet. Time kept moving. But for the Harris family, the tension still lingered like an invisible wall between them. Every new day brought another rumor, another headline, another round of speculation. The public had turned the private pain of a father and son into a spectacle, dissecting every post, every word, every facial expression. It wasn't just about Brooklyn anymore, it was about what this situation revealed about loyalty, ego, and love in a family that had always seemed unbreakable. Lil Mendeecees was still living away from home, and though he posted less whenever he did, his captions carried a sharp edge. He wrote things like, "Truth always comes out, and they'll understand when it's too late." Fans could feel the hurt behind those words, even if they didn't know the full story. In one live session, a follower asked him if he missed his dad. And after a long pause, he replied quietly, "I'll always love my pops, but love don't mean you gotta accept everything." That one sentence spread like wildfire across blogs and YouTube channels. The clip racked up hundreds of thousands of views in hours. Meanwhile, Brooklyn was also finding herself cornered by the online drama. Even though she had kept her distance from interviews, one podcast managed to get her friend on record. Friend insisted Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees had never actually been in a relationship, that they were close. Maybe too close, but it wasn't what people thought. It just got twisted, she said. People saw chemistry and built a whole story around it, but the internet wasn't buying it. Fans demanded receipts, messages, anything that could confirm or deny the story. And when none appeared, the theories just kept getting louder. Mendeecees himself was doing interviews for unrelated projects, but journalists kept sneaking in questions about his family. In one sit-down, when asked about rumors concerning his son, he visibly tensed. He looked off camera and simply said, "I'm not here to talk about that." But his tone said everything. The clip went viral within hours, fans reading between the lines and deciding for themselves that there must be truth to the feud. "That's not just a rumor anymore," one fan commented. "You can feel the pain in his face." Yandy tried to mediate again. She shared a post about forgiveness, writing in the caption, "Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to love people through their mistakes." Fans flooded her comments with support, while others urged her to speak openly. But Yandy didn't take sides. She was tired of watching the family rip itself apart. A close source revealed she had privately told both of them to talk it out. But Mendeecees was too stubborn, and Lil Mendeecees too hurt. The situation took another turn when one of Mendeecees' business associates accidentally tagged him in a post with a cryptic caption, "When your legacy is on the line, emotions run high." It didn't mention anyone by name, but fans immediately connected it to the drama. Some said Mendeecees was trying to send a message. Others thought it was coincidence. Either way, it added fuel to an already raging fire. Amid all the chaos, an unexpected figure stepped into the mix, a family friend who had known them for years. In an interview, he said, "People need to understand this isn't about a girl, it's about respect." Mendeecees has built everything he has from the ground up, and he wants his son to understand what it takes to carry that legacy. When something even looks messy, it affects all of them. His words struck a chord, but they also reignited debates online. Was Mendeecees protecting his image more than his relationship with his son? Or was he just doing what any father would do to maintain discipline? Lil Mendeecees seemed to respond indirectly. In a new post, he wrote, "They talk about legacy like it's a brand. I talk about love like it's life." That caption alone had thousands of comments within hours. Fans were split. Some said he was being immature, while others praised him for standing his ground. Brooklyn liked the post within minutes, which didn't go unnoticed. Screenshots circulated everywhere, and just like that, the rumor mill spun again. Behind the scenes, Yandy's patience was wearing thin. She had been the one holding the family together for years, through legal battles, public scrutiny, and endless drama. But this time felt different. She reportedly told friends that Mendeecees' pride was destroying something beautiful. Her motherly instinct wanted to protect Lil Mendeecees, while her loyalty to her husband made her feel torn. It was a situation with no easy answers. At the same time, fans began noticing subtle shifts in how the family interacted online. Mendeecees stopped liking his son's posts. Lil Mendeecees unfollowed him on Instagram. Then Brooklyn made her account private. Each move became headline news. The blogs dissected every digital gesture as if it were an official statement. One entertainment site ran a headline that read, "The Harris family Cold War follows confirm what we already knew." Then another shock hit. Leaked voicemail, allegedly, between Mendeecees and a close friend surfaced online. In it, a man who sounded very much like Mendeecees could be heard saying, "I told him, if you can't represent this family right, you don't need what comes with it. Name, money, none of it." It was raw, stern, and cold. Though no one confirmed its authenticity, fans believed it instantly. The line about money and name became the quote of the week. Everyone started saying that Mendeecees had disowned his son. Even though no one from the family had said those exact words publicly, Lil Mendeecees didn't stay quiet this time. Hours after the voicemail went viral, he posted a short video clip in a studio. Headphones on, eyes closed, spitting a verse that said, "You built the walls that I'm climbing just to breathe again." Fans flooded the comments with support, saying they could feel the pain behind every lyric. Some called it his response track. Others saw it as a sign that reconciliation was still far away. Brooklyn, on the other hand, had gone completely silent. People speculated that she was being advised to stay out of the mess. Still, her name wouldn't disappear. Blogs kept posting old pictures, fan pages kept tagging her, and TikTok users were still dissecting every possible connection she might have with Lil Mendeecees. One viral video even claimed to have proof of private DMIs, though it was later proven fake. But by then, the damage was done. People believed what they wanted to believe. Even through all of this, there were glimpses of hope. One insider revealed that Mendeecees had begun softening slightly after Yandy reminded him that punishing his son forever would only turn pain into resentment. He reportedly said, "I just want him to learn. I ain't trying to lose him." It was the first time anyone close to him had heard him express that kind of vulnerability since the fallout began. But just when it seemed like things might finally calm down, another clip began making the rounds, and old video of Brooklyn visiting a studio session where Lil Mendeecees was working. In it, she could be seen sitting quietly in the corner, smiling while he recorded. Fans immediately took it as confirmation that there had been something real between them, reigniting all the talk once again. The timing couldn't have been worse, especially when both of them were trying to move forward. For Mendeecees, it felt like history was repeating itself. Every time he tried to close a chapter, the internet opened it again. Every time he wanted peace, the noise grew louder. And deep down, despite all his anger, there was something in his heart. He couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, he had gone too far this time. And just like that, what started as whispers online turned into one of the most emotional roller coasters the Harris family has ever faced. What began as rumors about Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees spiraled into a storm of heartbreak, silence, and pride. Fans are still debating what really went down because despite all the clues, no one knows the full truth. Did something truly happen between them? Or did social media turn an innocent bond into a scandal? Only the people involved know the real story. What's certain, though, is that this situation has left the family deeply divided. Mendeecees and his son have both spoken from pain, and Yandy, as always, is caught trying to hold the pieces together. Some fans are calling for forgiveness, while others say boundaries had to be drawn. The truth lies somewhere in between, and the internet isn't letting it go anytime soon. But what do you think really happened? Was Mendeecees right to draw that hard line with his son? Or did emotions push him too far? Should Brooklyn clear the air and tell her side publicly? Let us know your thoughts down below, because this story is far from over. Make sure you hit that like button if you've been following this drama from the start. Subscribe to stay updated on every twist and turn in the love and hip-hop universe. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss what happens next. This story may have shaken the Harris family, but one thing's for sure, fans will be watching to see how they rise from it all.